G'day! Today we're going to have a look at Corp, and the thing I really want to check out today, because I've not looked at it before, is night theme. So dark mode for this game. So immediately we drop into a black and white look there. So I don't know how that's going to make it. I mean, I can at least see there's some color in the world. So let's go for scenarios or custom scenarios. Custom scenarios I think is what other people have made. So let's have a look at what daily ones we've got today. So let's just jump into this guy, daily 12, and see how night mode looks. Now, straight off the bat, that is a real pretty look. I'm not a big fan of just the black and white sort of screens here. I think that could still use some blue in it. Trying to escape out of that menu. But the map, I think is looking real nice. I also just initially, I'm not a fan of how dull the selected color is. If that was a little bit lighter, I mean, I realize again, we are playing dark mode, but even this light gray at the top, I think that would suit what sort of like what dark mode is. I mean, eventually, I guess you'd have the whole thing sort of covered in that color, but still, it's a pretty neat looking different style. So let's play this daily mode through and see how we go on dark mode and if there's anything else that comes up real pretty. So it's going to cost us 200 to get Peru. And we may as well not hang on to it for too long, because it is going to be a much longer route. Oh, we can sort of shorten that up a little bit. I don't think we can afford it. I mean, I don't think we can afford to be sued either way. Generally, when you're playing a... cool. Generally, when you're playing a daily challenge or something similar, you've just got to hope you don't get sued, or like as the initial thing that happens. Because if you do, then you're done. So I feel like we're going to have to spend this 50 to upgrade that guy, because we otherwise aren't making anywhere near enough money yet. How fast this is coming. Also, this guy needs some help because he's just sitting there waiting to dump a bunch of stuff onto Lima. So we are currently just sitting here with our hands tied, waiting for something to happen. This guy's going to go again before we can afford the 150 that he wants. Alright, let's restart it. Let's try that again. We're not going to be beating that easily on this one. Did it to me again where I was like, alright, well, what I'll do is I'll make those two different routes. So this time what we're going to do is we're just going to hold off getting Peru until we are right down on our time here. I also feel like I've got way more money than I did last time. I didn't spend to upgrade last time, did I? Why have I got $500 already? That's way further than it was on the previous one too, because I'm going straight from Lima. But if we can get it, let's do it. We'll get everyone else connecting to Lima, so we've at least got just that one route to focus on, or the two routes. I don't understand what happened there with the money. No. You can see Lima's still not happy with the amount of time this is taking. I think this guy's in a bit more trouble. And I assume Lima's in a little bit of struggle because he just wants to off to some of these places as well. We do need to give this guy at least one more flight, if not just upgrade that plane. But again, it's not money we really have. Lima is freaking out, but again, it's freaking out for this station. So if I do that, then it's just more onus on this line. There's nothing I can do. Alright, let's do it again. At least this time it's given me the closer one first, so I can now just sort of try and string these guys along in little routes. More planes, littler routes. Now again, we've got plenty of money. But I'm going to hold. I'm going to ignore what I did last time. Although it is probably better to have more time for Peru because I definitely didn't have enough money to get to Colombia in those 2 previous attempts. But I kind of want to get Peru and then I want to get someone up here. I don't want to have Lima make a really long flight. Yeah, I want to have Lima doing just like these little jumpy routes. We're string challenging this the side here because it's much better economically. Because it's not 10 countries that are currently being connected to this thing. It is just little planes that just need to get to the closest destination. And that's what this is. I mean, I can shorten that up again by adding this guy, but I would have to sell that, and that's not going to be good money. So let's upgrade that guy. Let's drop him into there. And I would say we need to buy the second plane on that route. This guy's going to need to come in, and he is expensive. But we are moving a lot of red planes, as you can see. So that's at least a good sign that we're going to make some money here. Do some jumps like that that allow us to get this guy in there. I mean, I do feel like these lower routes are also possibly going to need more than one plane. Like, Lima's going to have demand. This is that guy because he's got at least one other city hubbing into him. I mean, these two guys aren't too bad at the moment, so I am going to give that guy his second plane. As you can see, he's immediately red too. This other guy probably won't be, but these will now, like, I've got the setting on, so they will naturally, like, sort of spread out across their line to put us in a better place. So they are both still expensive. 360 for the top one. We will just run them into that. I don't want to actually put him in yet because I need that money to get to one of these guys who's likely going to be in a much worse spot shortly. See, these guys are still pretty ordinary. He's got a lot that need to go to Lima. He needs the upgrade. See there, we've got a bunch of going in. We're now 2 minutes away from Colombia, so we might need this money, although that guy's starting to turn. Let's just pause for a second. Again, it's stuff going to Lima. If I was to add an extra plane to this, that plane's going to come from Lima, but the guy that's currently there is in that city. So if we possibly wait, there we go, he's out. I think it's cheaper to upgrade these planes. I don't know who I was waiting on there, so I had to sort of just jump. We have, I mean, in a way it's good because it means that we've got lots of planes flying around delivering people because there's so many people that want to go. Did I upgrade a plane? I thought I did. That guy. Yeah, okay. So he's upgraded. This whole chain at the top here is not coping in how fast they're moving people. Colombia is going to cost me 300 to get, so I can already afford it. This guy down here is on a struggle, so I'm going to give him a second plane too, because I think two guys, the smaller guys going that distance will be okay. I don't think I can bring you two guys in yet. I can afford to wait on both of them. So let's bring in Colombia. And we'll add them to the end of the line this way. I think they're going to quickly need a couple of planes on that route. That should be enough that we can at least afford a second plane on there. Then we'll get started. Wait for this guy to get portable. I think these two guys we should upgrade to be faster. I think they're enough in the middle of the line. And we'll upgrade that guy as well. This guy's still struggling with his his speed of bringing guys in. So maybe let's just upgrade his planes too, because he's a decently long route. Get that guy in there. I'm gonna upgrade his 2 planes too. This is a little bit supply and demand, because the more the faster we're moving planes, the faster we'll make money, and the faster that we've actually got a chance to sort of survive and have enough money to when we reach things like Bolivia. So we'll drop these guys into Lima as well. Go this way for him, and I will upgrade that guy just straight away just to help him out a little bit. Okay, so Bolivia is going to cost us 450 to initially get in. All the way at the top here. We've got plenty of money. So let's bring in Bolivia, and we'll just add them to the end of this line. Same as well, we'll give them a second plane. And I can just click on the line, and I can say upgrade all planes. See, again, there's a fair bunch of yellow going on at the top here. Panama, so we're going to go the other way, up here. Panama is going to cost us 675. I guess these guys are a sort of a major thoroughfare for the top and the bottom here, so we probably do need to give them a little bit more size. These guys into here. In Panama. Capital of Panama is Panama City, isn't it? Or is it just called Panama? Capital's Panama City. But we'll give that to planes and upgrade them. Let him be level 3 as well. Venezuela up next. That's going to cost us 1,000. Still going to send this guy up, because like this is an intended hub, whereas this guy isn't. He's just a, he's just sort of like a pass-through station. So we don't really want to have them completely overwhelmed. Bring in Venezuela. We'll also bring that in there. I'm going to give this guy 2 3-seater planes, because I reckon he's getting a little bit longer. Costa Rica is next. It's 1,500, so we won't just jump straight onto that. So he's trying to send to Iquitos, so we can see that that guy we could probably then upgrade, because he's starting to fall under the weight of that. Lima is in a similar position, because it's Cusco that's happening for, so we'll give them 2 and upgrade them, just to clean out those routes. So I think that guy's got that going on too. And this guy, we'll just give him a second plane. I think those 2 small planes will be alright for him. Alright, let's get Costa Rica. Sierra Leone. Are we over in Africa now, are we? It's a bit of a jump. Alright, so we're going to cost us 2,000 to get over there. And I'd imagine that plane is going to cost us a fair bit too. Like if we just draw a line from there now. So it's going to be about 2,000. So we want 5,000 really before we build that, but we've got plenty of time at the moment. Now I feel like this guy struggling is more saying about the size of these planes. Let's upgrade them. Now you just have the one route, right? No, you're a key thing in the middle here. So where is this guy? Is that what you were saying is your problem? Lima. They've got stuff going everywhere. But you can see there are a lot of red planes on our network. I mean, part of that is because this is sort of like a string challenge design. But what we can do to help that is we can say do a direct line between those two and give that give that 4 3-seated, 4 level 3s, because they will sort of try and clean out a whole bunch of this middle section. So you no longer have to skip through all of those. You can bypass it. And this is what's causing that guy grief, so let's give him a second station. A lot of these little guys, like I've said before, I would love this game to just have a level up all level 1 planes sort of option. I think that would make life a lot easier. So let's go for 7,000. Understandable if you're going to be struggling under the weight of the new line, especially while you're waiting for all these guys to come back. Just now go to level 3 planes, although that is cutting into the money I've got for Sierra Leone. Alright, now we are going to bounce from this guy to that guy. Level 3 plane. Another one in. And I do really want to get some more planes and upgraded those planes on this route. I also need enough money that if anything starts to turn south real quick, we're prepared for it. Like that. I don't know why you're in such a struggle. Some of these guys, I get it. You've got one plane and you're slightly far away. Ugh, sometimes it really pulls your focus if you're yeah, we'll fix it up. Bigger dude. Alright. That guy. Why are you in such a need? Like, where's the, I mean, I can probably just look at it to get a sense of which way, like which lines are got the weight sitting on them, but 5 planes. The bummer for those 3 at the back is that they're going to get sent, and then they're going to just sit there waiting for a long time. Paraguay in 12. How many planes have I given that route? Ah, you should be okay. Clear that guy out a little bit. We don't want him just sort of being stuck, bogged down by local issues when he's our international flight. Let's roll a little bit quicker while we wait for Paraguay to be affordable. Okay, so we'll just jump those guys across that way, just to work around Panama being closed. See how much this guy is unhappy. I mean, he really doesn't have that much, but I think this is the first flight back, and then he'll be hit with consistent ones. And then this guy is who we've got coming next. $5,000 at that point. Man, this, like... Just calm down a little bit with how much you fling yourself around here. It's this guy that's causing him grief. And for this guy, it's all stuff heading south. So let's upgrade those 2 planes. Why are you so big? Like... So it's just stuff going that way. Upgrade them. What happened there? What are you making me look at? Alright, so back over here, let's just speed up for a little bit. I think that should be enough that we can now bring this guy in. Senegal. And he does have a little bit waiting to go to San Jose, but... A very long daily challenge, this one. Alright, 7,000, so we want to get to about 8,000, I'd say, to bring him in. Not what I wanted to click on, I wanted to click on that guy. So it's still stuff heading south that is a lot of his priorities. Let's just bring in a few more major flights for that guy. So it's this flight that's really bogging that guy down. Liam is also getting the Takna. This guy down here. So again, it's this... Yeah, I know, I'm pressing that right now. That guy 4 planes to not move around, although he's about to dump a whole bunch on Lima too. There we go. Senegal was the flight finish line there. 26. I mean, I guess if I knew Senegal was last, you'd hold on to all, like you'd hold to the very last second, and then just sort of use the passages and infrastructure and so on to get to the end. I mean, I was never going to be hitting anything up here, but I reckon these 600s would have been in reach if you knew you were going to the end of the clock. But anyway, that's a nice little look at Dark Mode. Any questions or comments, feel free to check them below. Until next time, catch you later. See ya.